to protect humans from the dangers of unforgiving nature, a new nation was established. It was called Blue Moon. Its ruler was a wise and intelligent man who led his country with kindness and equality. The citizens of Blue Moon lived in harmony without any worries under his care. Until he was killed in a coup d'état. This revolt soon consumed the entire country. The land turned into a blazing hell filled with hatred and the ashes of the dead. Countless people had lost their tomorrow to cold blades. When the citizens gave up all hopes for justice against the militants, a man in a red mask slew the leader of the rebels and ended the war. He became the people's hero who returned their peace, and was revered as the Red Man. It's been 100 years since the war ended, a girl asks, Principal. Even though the war has been long over, why are we still living in slums and not in the Blue Moon? And a boy says that's because we are the villains of the story. And the principal says, as many of you already know, the truth is, you kids are the descendants of the rebels who once almost destroyed the Blue Moon. But regardless of your pasts, always remember that the 9 of you are innocent. Okay, that's all for today's history class. It's lunchtime, come on, let's go and help Mr. Kim. And this is Teacher Kim, who is doing his work. All the children and the principal have come to help Kim. And Kim also calls them all to that place. After a while, all the kids are eating together, and a naughty boy doesn't like eating the beans so he throws them away. And all the children are angry at him, but the boy tells everyone to remain calm. And Kim comes to that place and says, Hajina, you should eat the beans. You know why? And a boy raises his hand and says, I know. People in the slums starve to death every day because of lack of food. So, we should be thankful for the food provided by the school, which is why we should eat it without any complaints. And Kim says that's right. But also because the beans will help you grow into healthy adults. And a child is eating beans by picking them up from the floor and seeing that Kim tells him not to eat the beans. But that child has eaten the beans. After this, Kim tells us about himself. My name's Kim. Although I have an unusual name, I have an ordinary job as a teacher at a slum. It's the only school in the slums, but in fact, it's more accurate to say that it's like an orphanage. There's only the principal, me and the 9 kids, yet they are my whole world. After a while, a boy wearing a red mask says, the savior of justice, Red Man's here. I will end this war. A girl comes to that place and says sorry, but why is it the way you are? I want to be a red man too. So the boy says no. I'm the fastest, so I'll become a red man. And Kim comes to that place, oh ho, you should be considerate to others. And the boy says please give it back. I mean, we were playing the hero game. But Kim says games are all fun and good, but didn't I tell you to be careful when you use others' things? Okay, how about if Maru takes you out to the playground for a round of football? And now those children go to play football and Kim becomes happy seeing this. Make sure not to hurt yourself. Ha, let's get this red mask back in shape. And when Kim looks at her carefully, he feels something. He starts getting attracted towards that mask. And then the principal comes behind him. Oh ho, I was looking for my mask, and it was with you. And Kim gets scared seeing the principal. What does he like about an ominous thing like this? He takes it out at any chance he gets. Ominous or not, it's just an ordinary mask. And Kim says, ah right, it was your favorite object too. I'm sorry for unintentionally insulting it, and the principal says it's fine. But what made you think that? And Kim says, well, whenever I touch it my heartbeat quickens and my body starts heating up. It's like. And the principal says, turning into an angry bull. How ridiculous. Mr. Kim, who's never been angry in his life, he was about to turn into a raging bull. And both of them start laughing together, anyway. It looks like it'll rain, so let's get the laundry. Some time later, when Kim and the principal were drying clothes, Kim says it turned gloomy so soon, when it was quite bright in the morning. And the principal says, Mr. Kim, have been hearing some weird rumors lately. Some people in suits have been going around kidnapping children. I don't think they'll come to a remote mountain like ours. But as their guardians we can't be careless. Warn them about in advance. And now the children are playing football together. And a child kicks a football, but the ball does not go towards the goal post but goes somewhere else. And another child goes to collect that ball. But when he looks towards the gate, there is a truck standing in front of the gate. And at that time Kim and the principal are taking the cloth inside. And then the same child comes running to that place. Tries to say something to the principal and Kim. And Kim asks that child, "What happened?" So he says, "Some strange men took the others. Hyung Nuna, they took all of them." And Kim gets confused after hearing this. And then someone comes to that place. "Ho ho, we're not strange people." Kim asks him, "Who are you?" And that strange man comes forward and says, "Glad to make your acquaintance. I'm a scientist dispatched by the Blue Moon City. You can call me Nodal. I've come here to find some incredible young talents who can help the city. I think I'm lucky to find 9 kids in such a shabby place. I wish I could show you how happy I am, but I can't since I don't have lips or eyelids." And Kim says, "What are you talking about? Are you the kidnappers from those rumors?" And the doctor says, "What, must I repeat myself so you can understand? And some more people also come to that place. You're right, we do business in human trafficking. And now we'll kill you and take the kids with us. Have we cleared your doubts now?" "Dr. Noggle, I told you not to disclose your identity recklessly." And the doctor says, "I couldn't stop myself." And the strange man says, "It was surprising. To think that little cub could run so fast. Make sure you grab him no matter what." And they all move towards Kim and the principal asks him to leave. And stands in front of those men. And then the sound of gunshot is heard. And the principal gets shot. "I'm sorry, but I'm tired of those dramatic scenes. Stop wasting my time and just die." And that man killed the principal and Kim. And the children are crying after seeing both of them killed. And the man says, "Grab the kids, and let's get out of here before sunrise. And take the children with them." But Kim is still alive and he thinks, "What's this? To experience something you only heard about until now firsthand. To be honest, I didn't think it was my business. Because no one comes to this remote place except us. This place was like a dream for us who come from the slums in the land left barren by the war. We thought we'd finally found happiness, but that dream was shattered. It's a nightmare." But the principal says, "No, it's our reality. Thousands of people die in the slums every day. I built this school in the mountains so I could protect the children. But I failed. Now, you must protect the children, and build their tomorrow." And now the principal puts a red mask on Kim's face. And Kim's eyes open. And his eyes start changing. Something starts happening to Kim. And then his face starts changing. Like a monster. And after this, it's been 10 minutes? Who said we should split up? It was because someone was tailing us. Why did we have to get assigned to this kid? Come on, get in quickly. Let's go. Hold on, let me smoke one before we go. And when this man hears someone's voice, smokers rarely realize they're a nuisance. What kind of trash invented cigarettes anyway? And the driver hears this man shouting, "What is going on?" And when he looks back he sees a hand. Here's the deal. This is a non-smoking area and the man gets scared when he sees the red mask. And he drives the truck at high speed. But a red mask captures that truck, and lifts the truck with a single hand. "How dare you kidnap my kids?" And a red mask crashes that truck and a child comes out of that truck, and when he looks ahead he gets scared. On the other hand, a red mask is holding a man by his neck and that man is just about to die. And the man asks, "Who are you?" And when the child is seen, it is a red man. And the red mask says, "I'm the teacher of those kids," and kills the guy with his punch. A person's class is predetermined at birth. We, who gaze noble blood, are blues. Make sure that this gap is engraved in your minds forever. Because you and I will never be the same. And now, Kim is shouting very loudly, "This won't come off. Why won't this come off? Come off already. Seriously, my neck will break before I can take this off." Kim is very angry, moreover, because of this mask. "I'm always angry." And the little girl says, "Teacher, did you turn into a red man?" And Kim says angrily, "Fuck the red man, do I look like a hero to you? I'm just a monster." And that girl starts crying, and seeing this Kim says, "Stop crying and be straightforward." But Kim is very upset. He gets more angry and hits his head on the floor and says, "I'm sorry. No matter how angry I am, I shouldn't take it out on you. I'm still sane enough to know how to act. Could you give me some time to cool off?" And now Kim has buried the principal's body on the ground and is sitting at that place, and Kim thinks, "Principal, what the hell were you thinking? Why did you put this mask on me?" And Kim remembers his past when some people were beating him together, and they beat him a lot, and the people who were beating him say, "Should I waste my energy for nothing?" He doesn't even react when he gets hit. I feel bad for going at him. And Kim was just lying at that place, and then the principal comes in front of him and tells him, "You seem to be in pretty bad shape. How do you plan on surviving like this in such a cruel world?" And Kim says, "There's nothing I can do about it." But the principal says, "As long as you're alive, you'll always be vulnerable. But you're still young. And I happen to know just the place for you. Follow me." And Kim has now grown up. "You want me to become an elementary school teacher, and also look after the kids?" And the principal says, "It's nothing but a prejudice that teachers should only teach. Also, not every mature adult can become a teacher." And Kim says, "That's not what I mean." And Kim thinks, "I can't possibly miraculously turn into a teacher after being a beggar all my life? I followed him without any thoughts because I had nowhere to go, but I should get out of here as soon as possible." And Kim smiles, and the principal says, "Good luck for this year as well." And Kim thinks, I blended right in. And the principal asks, "Why did you pick me for this job?" And Kim says, "There are many people in the slums who are poorer than me and are in desperate need of help." And the principal says, "I knew it as soon as I looked into your eyes. That you're perfect. Moreover, you're weak and kind like a fool." Was that plus? Having experienced what it feels like to be helpless, such people never treat other weak people badly. Here's proof. While you worked with the kids, you've never once mistreated any of them. I could feel that rather than being their teacher, you feel a friendship with them. That's why you're still here, Mr. Kim. I trust you. I believe in you. If something were to happen to me in the future, I know the kids will be safe with you. Teacher. The children need this school. And now the little girl cries very loudly and tells Kim that he will die if he goes to that place. That is a very dangerous place. But Kim says that the place is more dangerous, but I have to go to save the children, they are our precious family. So, just like how you're worried about me, I'm also worried about the other kids. It might be difficult, but our Soyunj always helped me. That's why I'm sure you'll be able to live here on your own until I come back." And the little girl hugs Kim and says that you will definitely have to come back, and Kim also says that I will definitely come back. And promises that girl. After this, Kim comes to the slum area, and a man gets very surprised to see Kim, and Kim asks him, "Did you see any trucks pass by here last night?" But the man says, "I'm telling you. I didn't see anything. I really didn't see it. I'm sorry." And Kim, while leaving that place, says, "They didn't come through here either. I need to catch those two alive." And Kim thinks, suits and big trucks. It's not a common sight in the slums, where you can barely feed and clothe yourself. They're involved in something that's bigger than simple theft or murder. Should I look in the red light district? Wait a minute, back then. And Kim remembers the doctor's words, "I'm a scientist dispatched by the Blue Moon City. You can call me Noggle. I've come here to find some incredible young talents who can help the city." And Kim thinks that guy said he was a scientist dispatched by Blue Moon City, these assholes. I need to go there right now. And we see that Moon City gate. At that place some guards are guarding that gate, and then they realize something. "Sir, we've just received a report. A white gourmet food truck that left for the slums hasn't returned yet." A truck went to the slums? It must be to bring lunch. And another guard says, "Fuck. Do those street bastards even taste good?" Anyway, it's not like they'll even know what's going on, so I don't think the truck was attacked or anything. Now I have to go look for these guys. What's my life come to? What am I supposed to do? And then they see someone coming towards them, and the guard says, "Aren't you tired of begging? You even came this far to beg some more? Stop right there. This is the main gate of Blue Moon City. What are you doing here?" And Kim says, "I'm looking for a white truck." And the guard says, a white truck? Why are you looking for something like that? Kim snatches the paper from the guard's hand. Gourmet food truck. Arrived here. With the kids. And the guard angrily says, hey now, give it back. But Kim attacks the guard and throws him on the ground. And seeing this, both the guards get scared, but Kim tells them, which of you two know where the gourmet truck went? I'll spare your life if you answer me. And the other guard attacks Kim with a gun, but Kim throws that guard away with a punch. And Kim asks the third guard, are you going to shoot too? And the guard says, no, I won't. I'll take you where the trucks are. But there's a problem. The gate to the gourmet food shop is closed. This huge gate can only be opened from the inside, so you'll have to wait. And it opens at night, when the moon is high in the sky. But the guard thinks, if I can just secretly call for reinforcements while he waits, then it's game over. But Kim is in a hurry, so he catches the guard and takes him with him. And he climbs that wall very fast, and seeing this the guard gets very scared. And Kim says, stop making a fuss and look straight. Where's the gourmet food store? 100 years ago, after the militants failed to conquer the country, they were exiled and forced to live in penury to pay for their crimes. When these people had to go against each other to fight for what little they had, their solidarity dwindled. Soon enough, everyone decided to look out for themselves and went their separate ways. These groups, with their own identities, ghetto, fashion district, red light district, and graveyard, from what's called the streets. Whereas the descendants of the heroes, who saved the country and its people while led by a huge corporation, live in huge buildings built on top of the old country's ruins, and enjoy the safety of the huge walls that surround them. As a symbol of great honor and wealth, they established the Blue Moon City. Is this the city of people's dreams? All I see are crumbling buildings. This place is enormous, but it's all ruins. From what I heard, all the buildings in Blue Moon City were built with gold. And the guard says, isn't that just a fairy tale? That's because no one lives in the areas near the walls since it can't be redeveloped. Although companies like gourmet food stores have bought land out here, if you want to see buildings, you'll have to go downtown. And the guard thinks that's the whole problem. Since it's abandoned, there's no one here to save me. But wouldn't it be good for me if I take him to the city center? And the guard says, go straight ahead, and then turn right. And then someone comes to that place and says, I don't think so. You need to take a left if you want to go to the gourmet store. And hearing this the guards get scared and Kim gets angry. Did you mix up the directions? And the guard says, I made a mistake, please spare me. I'm sorry. Please let me live. I won't make a mistake again. Please don't kill me. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please spare me. I'll take you there, I promise. And Kim says, thank you for the help. But who are you? And the girl says, my name's Panda. I'm a high school teacher in the fashion district. Looking at your outfit. Are you from the ghettos? And Kim gets a little confused and Panda says, you don't know? It's not surprising since it's quite far from the ghettos. Finger Chain has its headquarters in that area. And you? And Kim tells about himself. Kim. I'm an elementary school teacher in the ghettos. And hearing this, Panda becomes happy and both start talking and the guard thinks, another outsider? How did she get in? Trespassing in this city is a serious felony. My life is over. Moments later, someone is being held captive in another location, this place. Where am I? I was on my way back from school as usual when a white truck appeared out of nowhere, and some strangers trapped my sister and me. Did they take my sister somewhere else? My hands are tied, and I can't see anything clearly because it's so dark. Someone's coming. And then someone comes to that place, and opens the door, and when this girl sees, she gets very scared because he is a dangerous-looking monster. And that monster is coming forward and carrying the body lying in front of him on his shoulder. And then a body falls in front of the girl, seeing which the girl gets scared. And that monster comes in front of him, and picks up that body and goes away. And seeing this the girl thinks, there are other people too. These things that are wrapped and piled up in this room are people. And then the girl hears some sound, due to which she feels that he is coming again. And after opening that door a person comes and says, I found you. So are you Ray? I've come to rescue you. And Ray sees him and understands that this person has come to save her. And the man says the building structure is too confusing, so I'm late. But don't worry, I'm here now. I'll bring you back. I can understand, it must have been really scary for a kid like you to be here alone. Can you be quiet, please? We can't get caught. And a strange monster is staring at both of them. This monster has come here after smelling the smell of this man. And this man is now ready to fight. And the monster says, I will eat you right here, and the monster attacks. And then the scene shifts, and the guard says that we have arrived. And at this place a man welcomes these three and says, we sell food with a taste you can't forget and a price you can afford. This is our main store. And the panda gets surprised seeing the things around. There's a lot of variety. Meat, fish, and vegetables. They've got everything here. And the guard has also come to this place for the first time. And the manager says, we only sell products that have passed all our strict quality tests. Recently, in order to expand our business and create more branches, we signed a contract with Colossal Foods. Is this your first time here? And Panda says yes, but the manager says, I'm sorry, but we're not allowing any visitors today. The store is only open to paid VIP individual members or companies. If you're a regular shopper, how about you come back tomorrow? But the guard says, right. The gourmet store is closed on Mondays. Today's a Monday. And then people working with him come behind the manager and they say, since they've come all the way here, let's just sell them what they need quickly. I agree. What will we eat if we kick out our valuable customers? And the manager doesn't agree. Well, you see, because of the company policies. I can't allow it. But tell me, what do you need? So the panda says, thanks. So, do you sell human meat here? And hearing this, the guard gets very nervous and asks the panda, what kind of thing are you talking about? And Kim thinks, human meat. Does that mean they're cannibals? And the manager says, of course we do. But our customers don't ask such questions. Your clothes are also suspicious. Where did you come from? Who are you? Hearing his words, Kim says, forget about me, what are you? Even in the ghettos, where we have nothing, we don't resort to something as horrible as cannibalism. Where are they? Where are you holding our kids? But Panda says to Kim, calm down. As far as I know, gourmet stores don't consider elementary school kids as food. Even if they kidnap them, they wouldn't kill them right away. But I need to hurry up, since I'm looking for teenagers. But Kim is still very angry and he says, it doesn't matter. What's important is that both our kids are here. And the panda thinks, his mask reformed itself. Does it change based on his temperament? And Kim says they must be so scared in this unfamiliar place, all alone, and waiting for someone to save them. We need to find them quickly. And the manager says, I finally understand. You're the guardians of the kids that were brought in yesterday. I don't know how good-for-nothings from the streets got in here, but unfortunately, they are one of our high-end products, so we can't let you take them. And everyone together moves forward to attack Kim. But Kim is also ready to fight and Kim attacks all of them. These people are much weaker than Kim, so Kim defeats them one by one. And some people attack Kim with knives. But Kim is not bothered by all those attacks. And seeing this, everyone gets very nervous, and all the knives stuck in Kim's body fall down. And Kim starts killing all of them very easily and defeats them. The guard and the panda are surprised to see this, and the guard says, what should we do? So Panda says that we should help Kim. And both of them move forward to help Kim. But the guard is thinking, am I crazy? Why would I help trespassers from the streets? But I can't side with criminals either since I'm part of the city guards. Who do I pick? As soon as the panda moves forward, a man comes in front of her and attacks the panda. But Panda dodges his attack and Panda kicks the man in the face. Due to which the man's nose starts bleeding and the panda attacks him again. And that man falls right there. And seeing this, the guard also gets a little surprised and Panda says, the street is a dangerous place. You won't survive if you can't fight. Besides, a teacher who wants to save their kids must be strong. Let's crush them. But there are still a lot of people at that place, who are moving towards these three. And seeing this, the panda calms down a bit, and starts running away from that place, and seeing him running, the guard also runs after him. After this the scene shifts to gourmet store basement restaurant. There are many people at this place who are eating, and suddenly someone says, "The main dish for tomorrow's dinner party is scallop steak. The sauce was made with a new recipe that our store's chefs developed recently." And a man tastes that dish, but he does not like it, not good enough. There's no taste. It's not fresh. "We have a very special guest coming tomorrow. Is this the highest level of culinary skills Blue Moon City can offer? I want him to enjoy a taste he's never had before. Is that so hard?" And the head chef apologizes to him, and this guy says, "They recently brought a girl. What about her?" And this man is catering industry giant gourmet store's chairman Hyolo. And the head chef says, "I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we can't use her since we picked her up from the streets." Hearing this, Hyolo says, "Why does it matter? She just needs to complete the main dish. Bring her here. I must make the dinner party worth it for our guests." Meantime, Kim beats everyone very badly, and now everyone is flying in the air. And both the guard and the panda are surprised to see this. Kim is just standing in one place, and everyone is flying in the air. And seeing this, the manager is very scared, and he calls Kim a monster. And then Kim kills that manager. And Kim says this: "I couldn't ask him where they are keeping the kids. Because of this stupid mask, my body just moves on its own." But Panda says to Kim, "Don't worry, bud. I know where they are. Tada, finger chains badge. With this, I can know the members' locations through telepathy. It's something only Handsome, the head of the fashion district, can make. Because he himself has superpowers. He puts them in the stuff he makes as well." And Panda starts going somewhere with Kim. And after this, the ray is set before them. And everyone is bidding on Ray's body parts. And seeing this, Ray makes me very nervous. She is thinking, "This is too much. Why are you doing this? I'm just like you, I'm a human too." Then the head chef says, "Because miners are rare to find, the prices are going through the roof." And Hyolo says, "This is what I'm talking about. We sell everything except the abdomen and organs. Every part you buy at the gourmet store will be cooked by our very own chefs and served to the buyer." And now the auction ends. And a bold butcher appears at that place. Seeing the butcher coming towards her to cut the girl's body, Ray gets very scared and is thinking, "No, don't. I don't want to die like this. If I die here, what would happen to my little sister? And the death of the man who tried to save me? It'll be in vain, please. Someone, anyone. Save me." And then a bright light comes down, breaking the ceiling of that place. And Kim kills both the butcher and the announcer. And seeing this, Ray moves back, and the girl thinks, "Is this Red Man?" No, but the Red Man is just a fairy tale. A man who lived 100 years ago. And now Kim asks, "Which place is this?" And all the people around are surprised to see Kim. And Kim asks Panda, "That you told that my children will be here?" But Panda says, "I don't even know." The signal was pointing towards this place. And when she sees her student, she becomes very happy, and Ray also becomes happy. And the panda comes down to Ray and hugs her. And both of them start crying, and Panda tells Kim that your children are not here. Hearing this, Kim understands that he has brought me to the wrong place. From the start, it was wrong to assume that our kids were put together. And then Hyolo says, "This is exactly why I didn't want to touch those fashion district kids. What's with the commotion?" And Panda tells Kim, "That's the chairman of the gourmet store, Hyolo." And after listening to Panda, Kim understands that if he catches this man, then he will easily reach his children. But Hyolo says, "You want to do what now? The people of Blue Moon City won't even dare to look me straight in the eyes, but you want to catch me? If you want to ask me something, then how about you make an appointment first?" Now all the guards come in front of Kim, and all of them come together to attack Kim. And they do a flash attack on Kim, which hits Kim, and a lot of blood comes out. And seeing this, Hyolo says that it is over so easily. But then Kim appears, and all the guards are killed by Kim. And seeing this, all the people start running away from the place out of fear. And Hyolo thinks, "What just happened? He wiped out all of my guards in such a short amount of time. And then Hyolo calls the twins and both of them come forward. And moves forward to directly attack Kim. Both of them together punch Kim, and Kim also puts his hand in front, but there was not much power in their punch. And Kim's punch was very powerful, due to which both of their hands break and they both fall far away. And seeing this, Hyolo says, "Hey, that's no fun. Those twins were my strongest bodyguards, and I could not even see them fight." But Kim grabs Hyolo's neck and asks him where are his children. "Are my kids here?" But Hyolo says them, "No wonder they look tasty even though we picked them from the slums." "So, you are their guardians?" "They're not here. You will never find them now, so give up." Kim asks him, "What do you want to say? Tell me correctly?" But then someone comes forward from behind Kim to attack him. And Ray sees it, and says, "Look behind you." But it was too late, and Kim got a massive hit. And his body gets cut into 2 pieces. And it's the same monster Ray saw earlier. Next, Hyolo tells Kim, "I'll tell you. They're now in the hands of people who are much more powerful than I am. They wanted kids who didn't come from the Blue Moon City, kids with no roots. So that even if they were to break when played with, no one would care. And your kids were just that. All I did was accept their demands, found what they needed, and supplied it to them. Are we done now? After you take care of him, make sure you properly dispose of the remaining intruders as well." Kim's eyes start shining after listening to Hyolo's words. "And he says that my children are not here, so there is no reason for me to leave you alive." And his body heals again, and he again grabs Hyolo's neck. And seeing this, both of them are very surprised that Kim can recover so quickly. And Hyolo wonders if it's true? Its body was cut into 2 parts, but it is still alive. Is it a monster? Then Hyolo calls the butcher, and the butcher again cuts Kim's hand. And Hyolo falls down. But this does not make any difference to Kim. And the butcher roars loudly, but when Kim roars, the butcher gets scared after hearing his roar. And Hyolo says, "You are a beast. Why are you afraid of him? Kill him." And hearing this, Butcher now gets angry and moves forward to attack Kim. But this does not make any difference to Kim, and Kim kills the butcher with a single punch. Tears him to pieces. Seeing this, Hyolo gets very scared. And thinks it's different. "I have never seen such monsters in my life, but this monster is a real monster." And Kim says it's now your turn, and Kim moves towards her. And asks, "What are your last words? Would you like to say something?" Hearing this, Hyolo asks Kim to stop and says, "I'm Blue Moon City's president. If you kill me, you'll become a first-degree criminal and lose any remaining chance to get your kids back. Let's make a deal. I'll help you find your kids. Don't you want to know where they are?" And Kim asks Panda, "What do you think?" So Panda says, "From what I know, even though he has authority, he doesn't really have the power to negotiate with someone who's more powerful than him. It'll be much quicker if we ask the finger chain about the kids' whereabouts. So, in conclusion, we don't need him." And after listening to Panda, Kim now understands that there is no benefit in keeping this man alive. So Kim gets a punch from Hyolo and kills him. After killing them all, they come to another place and Ray says, "A man from the finger chain died while trying to rescue me." And when Panda asks about it, Ray tells he had a mask that was covering half of his face. And when Panda remembers his face, she laughs and says, "Who are you calling man? Hobie is only 2 years older than you. He's 21. I'm sure he's fine. His job was just to do reconnaissance, in other words, to sneak in and locate you. If it seemed like he couldn't rescue you, then he was supposed to hand over the patch to you and retreat. After all, the plan was for me to find your whereabouts. Moreover, all the finger chain members, including myself, were specially trained so we could keep the Blue Moon City in check. They won't be able to take one of us down that easily. Besides, I'm sure he's already back in the fashion district, resting. So don't get depressed over it." And Ray thinks, "I'm sure. I saw him get eaten alive by that monster." And then the girl remembers that the monster is still at this place. And after this we see the monster coming, smelling the scent of a human being. And in front of him is Kim, and that monster moves forward to attack Kim. And Kim is just standing at that place, and moments later, Kim's hand is soaked in blood and the monster is lying on the ground. This monster has been broken into many pieces. And Kim asks the guard, "What were you doing in the stomach of this monster?" So the guard says, "I was looking for Hyungnam's kids down here, when this monster suddenly attacked me. I tried my best to fight it, but it didn't last long. In the end, it gobbled me up." And Kim says, "So, you were running away when you got eaten by the monster?" And then Panda and Ray come to that place and Kim asks where both of you went. Then Panda tells. "The chairman's office. I know where we need to go next. The giant food store." The business between giant food and gourmet food are similar, so the presidents have had a deeper relationship for a while now. Enough to be sworn, brothers. How gourmet food, that wasn't enough to be included in the conglomerate line, was able to improve, was purely because of giant food support, since there were many information exchanges they left behind a trace. Giant food is holding Ray's sister, Ramon, and one of my students. Hyunyeom? That's a weird name like yours. For now, while we wait to request the locations of other finger chain children, and Kim says they should head over here. The pathway. And even Panda doesn't know anything about it. And both of them look at the guard, but the guard says, "Please understand. Giant food is really dangerous. Chairman OG was one of the heroes in the past that prevented the rebellion. He's one of the blue bloods. It's a different level. We're all going to die." Kim asks what is blue blood. So Panda tells, "It's what they call the pillars of Blue City, pillars you can count on one hand." And Kim says, "What's the big deal? That's only for you, Hyungnam. I will die. Do you want to die from me? I'll guide you to the fastest course." And the panda says to Ray, "You should go back home to Ray. I'll take you to the passage that connects to the outside." And Ray remembers some things, the warmth I feel from the teacher's hand. The warmth calmed down my nerves. Maybe it's because I was relieved, my eyes stung, and all of my built-up fatigue flooded in. Since this feeling is bad, I want to quickly escape and return home. The school I miss is waiting. The home I miss is waiting, and I miss, What was I being relieved about? Ramon hasn't been freed from this pain yet. And Ray remembers everything that he saw just a moment ago. And she gets scared and says, "I will also go with you guys." But Kim says that you are still a child and you cannot go. But Ray does not agree and insists on going. Now both Ray and Kim start fighting over this matter. But Ray goes to the panda and says that I will go with you. But Kim gets very angry and his mask breaks. And a piece of that mask goes into the panda's mouth. Kim says, "Are you crazy? What was going through your head when you said you were taking her with us?" And the panda, while eating that piece of mask, says, "Ray is almost an adult. She has a cautious personality that will help us. On top of that, she has a special talent." An opinion came out at the finger chain that Ray should accompany us when we went to rescue Ramon, since she wants to protect her family herself more than anyone else. Is that not it? And Kim says angrily, "Do what you want. Don't hold a grudge on why I didn't stop you later on." And the guard thinks, to endure that kind of stuff and still have courage. She has nerves of steel. Ray says thank you to Panda, but Panda tells her to the girl, "To be honest, I want to stop you. But since you have a special talent, even if you don't engage in a fight, you have to protect your body to the best of your ability. Would you be okay?" After this, a scene from another place is shown. When a man is looking at his watch and then he says, "It is time to go to gourmet foods. Chairman." And at this place a very big fat man, a strange creature type, is seen who is just being eaten, and he says that I will definitely go, before my blood brother starts to wait. And now everyone comes to another place and the guard says, "This is a high-end store. There are only a few places like this in downtown. Yet this one is on the outskirts." And when they all go ahead, two people welcome them all and Kim says, "So the place we had to visit was a more clothing store?" And Panda says, "Mir? This is not just any clothing store. This is a hideout, that fashion street hideout in the city." And the old man asks, "What have you guys come here to do?" So the panda says, "We're here for preparations before a mission." And the old man understands his point. Then he signals his other partner. And the woman goes forward and opens a chain. And everyone gets surprised after seeing it because it is a secret path. Then after this we are told, the boss of Fashion Street, Handsome. Handsome, the one who turned Wasteland into Fashion Street all on her own, was always cautious of Blue Moon City. Because he knew Blue Moon City was corrupt. If they were to barge in, considering it'd be possible for her to protect Fashion Street, she formed the group Finger Chain, who got together all for loyalty. They melted into the normal world and become Handsome's eyes, nose, ears and hands. Even Zipper, an undercover business operating in Blue Moon City, is a member of the Finger Chain. And now everyone is relaxing and the guard says the location of the kidnapped slum kids. Then the old man says this is a work with a lot of risks. Still, since it's Panda's request, I'll try my best. And Kim says thank you to the old man. And hearing this, Panda says to Kim that I did not know that you would even say thank you to anyone. Hearing this, Kim says, what kind of person do you think I am? So Panda says I just saw you angry. And Kim gets angry after hearing this. Then the old man continues, Mr. Kim, your act of eliminating that evil corporation on your own moved us greatly. There's no way we, who are against the city, wouldn't consider you our ally. Our hideout planted in the city to escape surveillance may be small, but our force is quite skilled, so you can expect good results. And Panda says the real problem is, how will just the four of us go all the way to Giant Foods? If we walk, the surveillance cameras will catch us and the police will attack immediately. And Kim asks the old man, will he join us in this fight? So the old man says, I'm sorry. Our first priority mission is to become shadows in the city. We can't reveal ourselves so easily. Also, this could lead to a war between the city and the streets. You should also avoid clashing with the police. If it were up to me, even that police officer there. And after listening to the old man, the guard says, how about this? We can enter through a subsidiary company of Giant Foods. And when Panda asks the guard to explain, the guard tells, so what I mean is, Bingo Delivery, specializing in frozen goods delivery, has installed pipes all over the city to avoid goods from melting while delivering. I don't know if it's connected to the Giant Foods headquarters. But wouldn't the pipes connecting areas reduce the risk of moving? And both Panda and Kim become happy after hearing the guard's idea. And the guard further says the closest Bingo Delivery is 10 minutes away from here. Since we're on the outskirts, no need to hide while we go there. And Kim asks everyone to leave now, but the old man says, Mr. Kim, please take some clothes and wear them. Even if you're going underground, going around the city with your upper body naked is a bit, you know. Fortunately, I have the perfect clothes for you here. And after this the scene shifts, where some rhinos are pulling a carriage. And there are a lot of cars around that carriage. And then a man jumps upwards from that carriage. And comes down to the ground. And takes out the red carpet from his pocket and spreads it on the road. And all the guards stand in a line. And the chairman OG comes out of the buggy. And he likes the smell of this place very much. And he is feeling very hungry and wondering what he will eat today. And now both of them are moving forward, but this man is feeling something strange. And thinking, this is strange. Gourmet Company didn't contact us or show themselves today. And as soon as he looks ahead he stops. Because there is a body hanging in front, and the chairman asks what happened at this place. And someone is watching both of them secretly. And then he appears and it's the head chef. And it asks, are you an employee of this place? So the head chef says yes. Then this man asks, why is the Gourmet Company in such a state? So the head chef tells a man of unknown identity in a red mask. Killed Chairman Hyolo and any employees who fought him, and then disappeared. And hearing this the man gets surprised and the head chef further says probably. He had comrades, but the red-masked guy alone went on a rampage. That guy is a monster, who won't die no matter how many times you stab him. Even the woodcutter couldn't stop him. I hide for the entire time. And this man asks where did they go? So the head chef tells them, they headed towards downtown. The weird thing is, there was a police officer among their comrades. Also, a woman with sunglasses and a young girl. And this guy thinks, a police officer. Whether he's real police or it's a disguise, this isn't a simple problem. And this man says, understood. Your information definitely helped. It's fortunate that it's on the outskirts of the city so the news didn't spread. It's not a big deal. It's just, why would they build the gourmet company's headquarters in a place like this? It's not like we do good deeds here. So I'm doing it to be even worse, and this man kills that head chef. And stuffs her body in his pocket. And then he says, finding even the people who survived here and ran will take quite some time. But the chairman gets very angry and says, how dare they kill my friend in this blue city? Find that kid who committed this unbelievable atrocity. After that, bring his corpse in front of me. I'll chew him up. And this guy says I'll hire a skilled assassin and get rid of him. After this the scene shifts towards Panda. And she is asking Kim, how are the clothes? You're lucky. I can't believe Handsome's crafted collection was here. Those clothes even have functions like shock absorption and self-recovery. Isn't it just like you? And Kim says it feels good when you wear it. And Panda says to Kim, it's not just good, Handsome's collection has rare clothes you can't buy even with money, and I even wittily customized its back for you. Because we're giving it to you to increase the chance of our plan succeeding. Because we're letting you borrow it. And now everyone is ready to save the children. And now those people go ahead. And Kim says we are going ahead now to find the children.